want to welcome everybody to Cedarbrook Farm. My name's Ed Crothers. Been breaking and training horses for 30 years, maybe longer. We'll stay with 30 years. Hey, the horse I'm working with here today, this is a horse that's got some problems. Doesn't want to stop, runs off, doesn't really turn good to the right or left, doesn't keep his hindquarters under him, pushy, a whole bunch of stuff. Now the horse does let the rider ride, and the owner of the horse her name is Bobby, also a good horse person. You know, the biggest thing with these problem horses, first thing everybody wants to look at is, well, I just don't think the owner knows what she's doing, okay? Well, you know, this girl, she has done everything to try to get this horse to be the horse that she wants him to be. She has took him to trainers. He's been a trainer for, I don't know, the first one 5 or 6 months, and just could not get this horse to do the things that he's supposed to be doing. Now, first thing you're thinking, well, maybe he's not a good trainer. Well, I don't think it's the trainer's fault. You know, I think the trainer tried to do, and if this horse was a normal horse, then he probably could have got this horse going good, and Bobby could have took it and made it the horse that she wants it to be. The biggest thing that I'm going to get into here is problem horses are in pain. Now, you can send these horses to the top-notch trainers, and if they're in pain, you are wasting the trainer's time and you're wasting the horse's time. Just putting them in more pain. You know, horses are animals that they're a little lazy. If I'm broke, if I've been trained, and I'm talking as a horse, they're always broken and trained. When they start acting up, they're pain things. Now, they act out as disrespectful animals. That's their way to say it hurts when you do that. It's no different than us when we, here, you're trying to take the light, Matt? But, you know, when you got a horse stepped on your toe this morning, you got an abscessed tooth, you got a headache, and you've got a bad elbow. Okay, when you have that many pain problems today, and then I ask you to carry 50 pounds, or you ask me to carry, I'm not doing it. So these animals have all these pain areas, and we put a saddle on. I call it a horse bone. When I put a saddle on, and he's got 5 or 6 pain problems, and you tighten the saddle down, you add these pain problems together, and you raise the level up, 10 being high, this horse had a level 3 of pain, put the saddle on, you just moved it to a 6. Then you put on, which the girl that rides this horse, I don't think she weighs much more than 100 pounds. It's probably the reason why this horse lets her ride, because I want to show you some of his pain issues. But then when you stick, you know, a couple 100 pounds up there, and you put all this together, then I say, I want you to turn right and left, and you hurt in 10 or 12 different places, this animal's going to say, forget it, I'm going to blow, I'm going to buck you off, I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. Now this horse, you know, Bobby, like I said, she's a good horse person, but these are problems that you can't see. These are problems that I'm trying to teach people out there on how to figure it out. The horse will tell you if you just listen. You know, and what I'm, you know, doing is I'm an equine analyst on the idea of figuring out why he can't do the things you're asking him to do. He acts very calm, easygoing horse. I'm not asking him to do nothing. Now she says when he lunges the horse, he bolts off. And I'm going to ask him to launch it a little bit. Okay, move his head out. This horse has been, several people have worked with this horse. He's stiff in the neck. He's got his back in, he's not moving right. I pull his head over. Okay, he's loping here. He's on the wrong lead in the back because he's got it there. It's okay, it's okay. I mean, I have no flexibility in the neck at all. And why he runs off, because when he gets going real fast, and I got the walls here where he can't go no place, his head keeps going stiff, he keeps drifting out, and then when you pull, he just goes. Okay, so I'm not going to show you much more on this horse. Outside, I'm going to show you where he hurts. She's riding the horse. My opinion, You know, I went over this horse a little bit when I picked him up, and it's holy cow, the pain that this animal has going on. Now, the first thing you think is, well, the owner should know. The owner had this horse checked out by professionals. Unfortunately, they wasn't able to find some of his problems. So, and these are problems that you don't look at. You have to look through different eyes to see. Okay, let's go down his neck here. There. Okay, right here, he's, you know, this is pain. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Up here, he's fine. Here it goes. You can feel him squinching up. It's okay. Here is breathing. That hurts. When I turn to the right, it hurts even worse. It's okay, it's okay. And the first thing you're looking at, so, well, why are you pushing on his pain places? He hurts. Hey, people, you're out there riding these horses and making them lope and making them jog and making them stop and asking them to do things. And when you see me probing on, a lot of people says, oh, you need to quit, that hurts. Hey, we're out there riding and making them work when they got these problems. It does hurt. But, okay, I'm going to go up here across the pole. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Now, first thing looks like he's being disrespectful. But no. Okay? It's okay, it's okay. Right there. When this horse is getting away from pain, which is horses get away from pressure, they learn by release. So when I stop pushing, he stops, but it's pain. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, because I'm going to push and make you hurt. And that's what we're doing when we're asking these animals to ride and they hurt. I know it's hard to understand, but if you watch some of my stuff and pay attention, and with your horse and start calculating what he can do and what he can't do, then you're able to talk to professional people and hopefully get him fixed and make it all disappear. Okay? It's all right. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay. All right, it's all right. It's fine. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, now is that disrespect? No, it's a horse that hurts. Okay, like I said, this dude let that girl ride. Now, she doesn't weigh a whole lot, but all you can say is for the amount of pain that he's in, just by me probing around on him, then there's definitely got to be some love connection between her and her horse for him to even let her even get on. Now I'm going to go back down his hip here and see if I can, if he'll let me. It's okay, it's okay. Now this is a very common horse standing there real good a few minutes ago. Now I'm making him hurt, now he's moving around. So, you know, when you're working with your problem horse and he's doing some of this stuff, it's okay. You're okay. And he's going to kick him. Now, should I kick him in the stomach? Hey, we all know he's hurting because I just showed you that. So I can't kick this dude in the stomach for being bad. It's okay. It's okay. He's got a real bad ulcer. You see him sucking up there. I've got to watch here when I get back to his hip, make sure he doesn't pop me one. Because he's really bad right here. Okay, the other side. Okay. The right hip is really bothering me. Now, I'm not 100% sure he don't have a little touch of UPM. I don't think so. I think he's got a pinched nerve over there. Now, I'm going to go to the other side here. Hopefully I don't get kicked. And I know when you sit there and watch me probe and know that it's in pain, first thing you're thinking is, you idiot, why do you keep pushing on it? Well, it ain't no different than what we're out trying to make these guys right. And I'm not sitting there throwing rocks at the owner. Hey, she thought the horse was okay. She got the horse, this is the way he's always been. He's just not been riding good, not stopping good, doing the things she wants. But, you know, when you're working a horse and he's acting like this, you better straighten up. Make sure he's not in pain before you say straighten up. There's nothing wrong getting on the horse and make him do what you want. But you can work this horse for the next 2 years. He ain't gonna be no different than he is now until you fix the pain. It's all right, buddy. Good, 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 good. Good. Whoa. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna make you hurt. have to get some people to hold him, and I'm gonna have to work and break it down, get the neck fixed, get him relaxed enough to where I can work my way to the back. And this is a good horse, and he's got a good owner, because most of us would say, hey, I'm not putting up with a horse that's gonna act like a butthead every time I do something with him, won't do what I want. I spent money on trainers, I spent money on this, I spent money on that, and I still have the same horse that doesn't do any more than he did a year ago. So I'll take my hat off to the owner to hang on as long as she has, and I know when I fix some of the problems with this horse, she's going to have the horse that she's been trying to get. So check everybody later. Have a great day. Welcome to the Good Horse Gone Bad. My name's Ed Crothers, equine analyst. You just got done watching a video about horses in pain. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how we kind of overlook these animals on disrespect. You know, I'm saying 90% of disrespect is pain. And I tell you, I get in more arguments as soon as I say that. The first thing they say is, why or how come you're saying that? Well, you know, the thing about it is, there's probably not too many people that can say that they have broke in the last 16 years over 3,000 head. And I specialize in unruly horses, so you know, the horses, a lot of the horses I work with, they're over the top. I mean, the last stop is my house, even horses that paid a lot of money for it. If we can't get these disrespectful problems or even the danger problems on these horses are going to hurt somebody, and then they're going to be put down. So I'm going to talk briefly about some of that stuff. Now also, I know all you people out there that's watching this, you love your horse. Your horse is number one. You would do anything for your horse. But the thing that I'm getting very aggravated about is that most of the time, we're riding these horses in pain. And I know you love your horse, but you're having trouble with him. He's running off, he's bucking, he's doing this. You know, you're doing all this work on desensitizing and everything, trying to fix a horse that's already been broke. Well, the problem of it is, your horse is in pain. And I argue with people until they bring this horse to me. I get a lot of calls as, my horse is doing this, he's doing that, he's getting dangerous. And the first thing I say to him is, hey, I think your horse is in pain. When you bring your horse here, I'll go over your horse and I'll show you every place he hurts. And, you know, the body adjustments, some of the stuff I'll fix why you're there. Other stuff, you know, of course, you get the vets involved. And they just can't believe it. They bring the horse here and I show them all the pain. And the hardest thing I have is a lot of the women that bring their problem horses in here. And I tell them, when I show you how much pain that your animal is in, don't cry. Well, guess what? They cry. You know, I'm a guy that watched Flicka 2 times and cried 2 times, and the 3rd time I watched it, I didn't watch it all the way through. So, and the thing I'm trying to do is doing clinics, putting videos on here, try to educate you people out there so you'll quit riding your horse in pain. And what I mean by that is not where you can fix your horse, but where you can actually know the things your horses are doing is pain related. You know, the other thing, you know, people bring me a horse and they'll say, well, the vets looked at him and said there's nothing wrong with him. The chiropractors looked at him, nothing wrong with him. And of course I go with the horse and he has all these pain issues and he's sore here, he can't touch him, he can't do this. And they're like, well, you know, the vet, chiropractor, you know, they didn't do their job. Well, what I'm teaching you people out there is how to do your job. And your job is, one, to recognize and give our vets, our chiropractors, and blacksmiths the right information. Now, if you are a vet or a chiropractor standing here, and I says, okay, here's Sunday Dreamer, this is a thoroughbred. He won $150,000 on the racetrack, And he came to me because after he got off the racetrack, they couldn't do anything with him. He had a lot of pain issues. We fixed the pain issues. And now he's a great riding horse. And he's being adopted out. But the thing of it is, look at this horse right here, veterinarian or chiropractor. I don't know what's wrong with him, but look at him. You know, your horse is standing there. He's, you know, not doing anything but just standing there, and the vet looking at him, or a chiropractor. If we can't see a physical place on the horse, then it's really hard unless the vet, you spend, you know, thousands of dollars to scan the whole horse, or even the chiropractor. What I'm teaching people is to recognize by disrespect. Now, the vet comes here and I said, hey, you know, I turn my horse to the right, he throws his head up and he lunges that way. Or I ask him to back up and he stands on his hind feet. Or I say, he won't take his left lead, he won't take his right lead. When we give our vets and chiropractors the right information to where they can lead him into finding these problems with these horses, it's a whole lot easier. But it's hard for you to say, well, my horse reared up because I don't know why he reared up. He's a brat. His mother used to rear, and I heard that his dad used to rear too. Well, I disagree with that. The thing of it is, it's no different than you having pain issues. When you hurt and you operate and make that pain hurt worse, then you're not going to do it again. You know, I mean, one thing you can do, everybody knows the old man or the older, let's back up here, older man and older lady that is just grouchy, they're mean, you can't even talk to them, they're going to bite your head off. Now, the next time you run into one of those people, you stop them. And when they get done growling or trying to bite your finger off, then you look at them and says, hey, you know, got any pain today or whatever. And when they sit there and tell you all the places they hurt, their knee, their back, or whatever all their pain issues are, when they sit there and tell you all the pain issues, first thing you're going to think is, no wonder this person's mean. No different than horses. So people, we've got to work together, and I need your help to pass this on. You got a disrespectful horse, you got a good horse that's went bad. Let's figure out why. Let's figure out what he's doing and get the right help in there. If it's your blacksmith, chiropractors, veterinarians, and do some troubleshooting and figure this animal out on why he's being bad. But, you know, to keep him in training or to ride him for 30 days and he's not much better than what he was, is not accomplishing anything but making this animal dislike people. I mean, if I hurt a little bit and then you come over and say I got a sore on my finger and it hurts, but if you come over and push on it, it's going to hurt a lot worse. And that's the same thing these horses are going through. And it's not fair. I mean, their body language is saying, I can't do this, I'm throwing a fit, and we still keep asking them, yes, you can do it. I'm going to keep going until you learn it. Now, that velocity is okay. The only problem with that is, you got a horse that you've got to stay with them. You've got to convince them that this is the way I want you to do it. Yes, I agree with that. But when you spend hours and hours and you still haven't accomplished anything outside your animal's getting worse and worse, then he's telling you it hurts. So I need everybody I can to pass this around, pass this to people, and, you know, work on, let's stop riding these animals in pain because it ain't fair. You would not believe the number of horses come to my place, and people want to argue with me, and this horse is crazy, and this horse is this horse is that, you know, and I've seen thousands, okay, and that's how I come up with 90% of disrespect is pain, because my survey's big, and it's always pain. But the thing of it is, it's just not fair. Trainers, you always got that one horse that you can't get trained, you can't get broke, you can't get to do right. Trust me, go the pain route.
And when you go the pain route, you're gonna be amazed. And hey, a lot of people that I work with, they feel guilty when I show them all the pain. That's why some of the women cry. Now, of course, as men ain't gonna cry, but the thing of it is, we do feel guilty when we spend the hours in pushing these animals. And sometimes you get bucked off by a horse, and you get bucked off a couple times, all of a sudden, you get a little rude with him. If he just does a little bit, you're after him. When this animal just bucked you off a couple times, so we've had enough. So people, definitely pay attention of my video and pay attention about the pain. Because the thing of it is, there's no sense going to the emergency room. You bring your horse out, and he's a good horse, and he's acting weird, acting dumb, he's not wanting to cooperate like he always has in the past. Don't get on. Don't get on. Just get a chiropractor, veterinarian, start troubleshooting. I mean, the biggest thing I have is people getting bucked off. They find a boy down the road that is a little better rider than me. He gets on, he gets bucked off. When he gets started getting bucked off, now we send it to somebody else. And then that person might get this animal riding. A trainer got this thing riding pretty decent. And next thing you know, the owner takes the horse home, throws the owner off. The owner says that trainer's, he just wasn't no good. Or the other word they'll say to me is, the thing about the trainer is, he can ride it, but I can't. Well, there's a reason for that. And nothing against the trainers, but what happens is we start riding around the pain. If I pull a horse to ride really hard, and he throws a big fit, and maybe rear up in the air, well, I'm not gonna pull hard again. I'm gonna use my legs, I'm gonna put several other moves together to get that turn. Well, guess what? He turned great. I want to stop. I pull back really hard. He stands on his hind feet. Well, I'm not going to pull him back again to see if he flips over this time. I'll gradually pull and put some leg pressure on. Next thing you know, this animal's kind of operating pretty good. He's operating pretty good is because I'm going around the pain. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just trust me. The next time you get around a horse that's a little bit disrespectful or a lot, check for the pain, and I'll be 90%, I'll be right. Check everybody later, be safe.